What are the challenges covering the European Union as an institution, considering that you have to deal with so many different
Absolutely,
factors?
yeah. Very, very good question. Yeah. Well, the thing is this that they have they want to create a sort of European Union. It looks as if it was, it's a compact union. Everybody is, and in fact, the big victim there is the council, because every country has their own position, and the idea of reaching an agreement, unless it's something uncontroversial,
Hmm.
then everybody says. Generally, it's not very very common to reach the stage of a vote in the council. I mean, unless there is some important.
Hmm.
And if you study politics, you know this. The policy of, you try to work, um, uh, what is it, the word, for consensus, with consensus. You don't want to go and vote, because the vote may split. You might see, you're against, and so consensus. NATO, for example, in NATO, it's always for consensus. There is no vote in NATO. It's either consensus or, you know, the most powerful ones will say this is it, and then you have to comply. But there is, and in the council there is a vote. But when there is a vote, then there is a complicated system of ponderation of vote. There is one part of the vote is the position of the minister, and then your country weighs. I mean, the weight of the country differs depending on how many people, the population number. So guess which is the country that always has the right, the country with the most people is Germany. After, but Europe in 92, 93, when Germany was finally unified, Europe has accepted the the other section of, I
Yeah.
mean, the Eastern Europe section.
Just going back to that point, does that make your job as a journalist more difficult, or does it make it easier?
Yeah, no, more difficult.
Why?
Because, you know why? Because you have to identify all the different positions. One of the most, and there are 28 countries, and you might have, the other day there was a big vote that was in the parliament, that also in the parliament,
Hmm.
although it's individual, MEPs vote individually, it's always your country, the position of the country that becomes relevant. The position of the country, the position of your party within the country. So if you are a right wing, or say PPE is the popular groups, the Christian Democrats, the sort of center right, not right, not extreme right, but center right. And then there is the two big groups, are the PPE and the SND, the socialist groups. But the PPE is quite, but in the PPE, for example, the British Conservatives are on the right of the PP. So they are in the EFDD. It's in the left. Sorry, more right wing than the PP. So there is the individual MEP, but the country has got a very big. But also the party, the country and the party. So you may have people from the same country, but with two different positions on that particular issue. Look at an example was last week, a vote on using a chemical product to kill the weeds. It's called glyphosate.
Yeah, it's in the
And the vote on
newspaper.
glyphosate was
Yeah.
very, very controversial because people, all the green parties, all they wanted the glyphosate to be banned because it can be very dangerous for the health
Human.
of the people who use.
Yeah.
But then there are big, yeah, yes, and it was a position. They say because Monsanto is insisting that they should, so it's been lobbying quite a lot in the parliament, and the parliament in the end, because the Germany wanted to renew the glyphosate, so the glyphosate was renewed. So there is this big, there's a lot of this kind of intra-country, intra-party trading, not trades, trading, and so that you have what seems to be a harmonized parliament, and then everybody has got their national positions.
So are you saying that as a journalist, you have to study the positions of 28 countries multiplied by the number of parties in each country? So you have to study so many things.
Yes, you have to be, clearly you have some kind of people, you refer to people you know, people you can interview, people who are more willing to talk and to explain.